We are live. Excellent. We are here together to talk about Cthulhu and Cairo. Is it episode 5 and 6?
Yep.
5 and 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
5 and 6. Excellent. Yes, we are. We are. It is a great couple episodes to talk about together, and we have special guests with us again. Raz, the GM, the creator, the Grand Poobah of the Bardic College, and the resident bastard of their fates in the game. I'm sure I'm not the only one that calls that in the game. I'm just
No.
saying.
No,
Just-
that's pretty common anymore.
you just like like Rick. But anyway, we this was a great couple episodes to listen to back because this was a master class in splitting the party and tying it together at the end. It was very, very, very well done. Really, really awesome. We have the A team and B team, just not on who's better than the other or anything like that. Just who went in that house and who stayed outside. So yeah, we had Catherine and Aveline and Schoolie all go in. Commandos style or 1930s commando style into the house, and then the outside we had a really interesting situation as well with Faye and Sid. Let's talk a little about that. Raz, did you have these two? Did you tape these both at the same time? Because that was one of the questions we had talked about last time.
Yeah, no. This one was the first time. What we did was I had different cast call times. We record 2 a night when we record. So every Thursday we try to get two episodes in, and we do a hard break. Like, okay, after the first hour and 10 minutes, I'll try to make sure we're locked at that point, and then we recast and say, okay, here we go again. And how's everybody? Welcome back. And then we keep doing it. So I kept Sid and Faye coming in at around an hour and 20 minutes after, ran the first group, and then told the first group, piss off. So they had to leave. And neither team for a week knew exactly until they all were on mic again where they were, and it really confused. It was great because
perfect.
It was just I thought that was the only way to organically make it make sense without the meta, And again, it's just players. Players are going to want to. You're just looking for anything to get a leg up because things get crazy. So yeah. So that's what we did.
Super, super well done. We had talked about that because like when and I think it was episode 4. Yeah, at the end of episode 4 when you cut it, when they heard about the creaking upstairs, I was like, I could guarantee you any amount of money. Catherine's player was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Because I noticed you like cut it like right after you said we're gonna stop it here. And I'm like, ooh, I'm sure he got called everything.
Oh. And those keep getting better, and as we go, we really learned how to make that stop. And it's something that doing the podcast, it's been great because it's allowed me to learn when to. I watch the counter. I'm like, okay, I got to be a little more descriptive for about a minute or two. Got to keep dragging, and then I'll. Yeah, so you really start learning how to drop those booms. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and it reminds me listening to it like the old time radio shows. You know?
Right.
You'd be listening to them, and you're like, okay, and then you're like, what? No, I gotta tune in next week to see how Superman stops the train. Exactly.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm left going, wait, what?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes I use stronger language. I'll be
He's used to the B word, so we're crazy.
Yeah, I'm not afraid.
It'd be worse if we were listening to it literally as they're coming out, but
I know.
I have the advantage of knowing I can, if I really need to, listen ahead a little bit.
She spoils it for herself. Oh my God.
Man.
It's just no willpower.
How are we going to talk about this episode without major spoilers?
Oh no, yeah, we're here. This is the spoiler zone. We're reviewing it, so we got to spoil it.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was just extremely well done. I want to start off with a couple things I really, really dug about this. One, A Team was just pure gut wrenching terror the entire episode. It was just like, what's behind the next door? What's down that hallway? What
Mhm.
do I go left, right, center? Holy crap! What am I going to do?
Yeah.
And you could tell like these three people, they might be used to combat on their own, but they're still working together as a team, and they're all like, what what should we do? Should we put the fuse in? Should we not put the fuse in? Should we go left? Should we go upstairs here? Should we go upstairs in the back? And they're trying to figure out what's tactically the best thing, and they're talking it out amongst themselves, which is just exactly what would be happening with three people that just got thrown into this situation. I mean, they're you're feeling each other out and feeling each other as a team, as what's best for us to do here, which is great. It's great drama because you're watching the players like freak out because this is called Cthulhu. A stray gunshot will kill you. you know, uh, I don't think. Are you playing Pulp's rules?
Yes,
You are
Pulp.
playing Pulp's. So yeah,
medium pulp. Yeah,
medium Pulp. Okay, so they might survive the first gunshot, but the second one will probably drop.
it can. Yeah,
yeah,
It's all happening in a dark house.
yeah. Super
And
terror.
it's
creepy
classic,
sound.
but it really did ratchet up the
Yeah,
the tension just went.
super,
Especially when the one turns off the flashlight in the kitchen.
yeah.
They're trying to fix the fuse.
Yeah, super horrific terror. And then the B team outside has that whole realization done for them where they're flashed back to the ancient Karnak. And I was not expecting that at all. And I was like, oh, this is cool. It's like something completely mystical and supernatural just dropped right in their laps, and I was like, take it. Just take it in the face. And it was literally just like that. And they had nothing, no ways to deal with it because stuff's happening. And then she had the realization of Faye had the realization of who the lady was, the lady in the woods. That was cool because you've done your research, sir, on who's what and where and who. Not only ancient Egypt, but then occult figures back in the day as well. I thought I was up on my Golden Dawn members, but yeah, you definitely got it down there. But yeah, just the different feels of terror in both groups, because like one is like real, going through the house, God knows what's in here, kind of a thing. And then you have the supernatural happening outside. They literally got transported. They had no idea if they were coming back or not. We're here and sun's on our face and it's hot. There's all these
Sid is
people.
inappropriately dressed.
Exactly. He's wearing British tweeds. I'm sure he's dying. Houndstooth and ancient Karnak is not a good mix. Just so well done. Like the two different sides of horror going on there, and just how it just worked really well in a split the party situation. Again, just masterclass. I call you everything under the sun, but yeah, it was very well done. Props to you. Melinda, let's go with you. What are your comments about the episode?
I was thinking something similar, because normally when you split the party, and you hadn't planned on the party splitting, I mean, in a way there was no choice when Faye failed that saving throw at the end of
right,
episode 4. When you split the party, you kind of, especially if you're at a table, you kind of bounce back and forth between the groups, ideally. And it kind of hit a good point to just leave them hanging a little bit while you go to the next group. You literally took 2 separate sessions when you split the party.
Yeah.
And especially for something like the podcast, it was beautiful. It worked so well. And another thing that I really liked, aside from just how the tension played up, I was like, oh, now we're cooking. We're getting into the meat of, calling Cthulhu and terror, is it let every player have a chance to shine in a way. I feel like, sometimes one or two players will more dominate a session. It's just how it goes because it plays more to their strengths. And so I really, really enjoyed the Sid and Faye
Oh, good.
off on their own episode. And Sid just rose to the occasion beautifully. I can also tell the guys are older. Your male players are older than the girls, aren't they?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
kind of shows.
a bit.
I mean, I can pick it out a little bit that they're more experienced RPGers, but it also showed up in their language because, especially like Schoolie, very rarely he doesn't drop a lot of modern swears,
Right.
when he's in character.
Mm-hmm.
And that plays up. Although honestly, they're saying probably what I would be saying now if I ran into it. Anyway, I think these two episodes were great.
Well, thanks. Schoolie was great until the gun went off. When he crit rolled that shotgun mistake, I can tell you, I wish Scott definitely wants all of them want to eventually talk to you guys. They love yous, and they love the Lurking Fears group and everything, and what they know of them. But when Schoolie rolled that crit fail on the stealth,
that was
and then they heard movement again, and they're like, "Oh, what the hell!" It was a moment, and I the one thing I'd love players to, as they watch the show or they listen to our show, let the fails happen.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hide them, because sometimes they make the best drama, and not just it doesn't have to be catastrophic. It could just be, oh, they heard it, and then all hell breaks. Just let that fun happen. It's worth it. That's half the narrative comes out of those little fails. They make things more interesting and more intense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, Sid had so many one-liners in episode 6 that I'm going to have to go back through with a notepad
and write them down. Sid's good for one-liners as it keeps going. Yeah, he has. I'll just give you a dose. It's toffee pudding. Get ready for that one. It's coming. There's a whole thing about my little toffee pudding. It's just hysterical, and it just rolls for like 20 episodes. They just keep using it over and over again. It's fun. Yeah, that's Sid.
Nice. Amanda, your take on the 2 episodes.
I think that these 2 episodes for me were really the breakthrough in the podcast for me.
We thought so too. Yeah, thank you.
Like I devoured them when I listened to them immediately. As soon as we finished the podcast, I listened to them, and I have listened to them probably 20 times. They were just really, every time I go to work, driving in and out of work, and I always got stuck right at the end of episode 6 and never quite finished it. And then I would come back to it and be like, oh, I might as well just start over. So I only actually listened to probably the last 15 minutes of episode 6 only one time, but the rest of the 2 episodes I listened to tons. They were great, and I love Catherine's character, but she is a very dominant personality. So having Faye off by herself, to me, really I got to know Faye a lot better as a character, and I really, really enjoyed that. They were both great episodes. I love when Catherine was like, "I'm going to shoot the door," and Aberline was like, "What? What?
Shoot the door."
Right. It's
like Die Hard, shoot the glass.
And I know, me as a player, I would be like, "You're gonna shoot the door? You're just gonna shoot it?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna shoot it." And
it's gonna go through the door.
Yeah, shoot it. It's gonna, it was just great.
Slam the door into the guy's face as he's going. It was a swing. Yeah, boom.
I actually kind of felt for the poor guy.
I know when Sid kicked the cook in the face.
The cook,
the cook guy.
Yeah.
It was just, they were great. They were just really good. I did have a question. I can't tell what the difference is. Again, and I apologize, I'm just not as familiar with Cthulhu. What is the difference between a success, a hard success, and a critical success?
Matt, you want to take this one? No, yeah, go ahead, Matt. You do it.
Okay. So in Call of Cthulhu, specifically in 7th edition, it's a great thing that they have added in the 7th edition that 6th editions didn't have. They've gotten rid of what they called the resistance table, that used to be in the older editions, and they made degrees of success. So when you look at a new Call of Cthulhu character sheet, it has 3 number blocks for each stat and each skill. The big number is your base chance of success. When they say they're making a regular success, that's their normal everyday I made it roll, and it's usually based on a number 1 to 100. And then the top right corner is half of the big numbers chance. It's half, and that's what they call the hard. It means you put a little mustard in it. You put real effort into this. You're not just, oh, I made it. No, I've done it well. And then the bottom right number is 1/5 of the big number. It's usually the stat that you roll. Like when you roll into 3d6 for stats, it's usually that stat. Like 9 or 18 or whatever. It's very low chance. So that's what we call it, extreme chance. So other than rolling like an aught 1, it's like your Sunday best. It's the best you can do. I have done the very best I can. The only way you can beat me is by rolling an aught 1. So it's degrees of success. So there's a lot of contests now in Call of Cthulhu that's easier to do because now people don't have to look at that crazy resistance table, and you just go degrees of success, which allows a more skilled, gives an edge to the more skilled person, honestly, because if you have a higher base skill, like I have a 70 in firearms and you have a 40 in firearms, and we both roll a 30, well, that's a regular chance for you. You've made your shot, but I've made it hard. I've done better than you, even though we both rolled technically the same number. I'm more practiced. I know more, so I've done better than you. So I will get it in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it works. It works really well that way.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
I figured it was something similar to that. I just couldn't, because I can't tell I don't know what they rolled. So I was like, I just couldn't figure out where it hit on the percentages.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it makes it really cool for Call of Cthulhu as a percentile-based game. I think it's one of the best games in there. It's, if you're talking about skill-based games, I think it really is, and that's why it's become so popular. It's other than the horror factor, it's one of the best skill-based games out there because it gives like the wide range of 1 to 100 with the percentile dice, and you can have a lot of fluctuation. You have somebody there who is awesome, and you have somebody that sucks. And they have to go at it. What's going to happen? We don't know. Chances are it's be a skill
like
person.
it. Yeah. I also like it because a lot of the skills have a base percentage that gives you, even if it's just a percentage point. So you can literally try any skill you want, unless your base is 0, and that does happen in a few of the skills. You've got a chance of making it regardless.
Yeah, your crucial skills have a 10, 15, 20%. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, like almost everybody has like a 10% track. Like they can look at a muddy field and go, "Oh, there's a footprint." Yep. But it's not like they're going to go, like Legolas through the forest.
People should never go, "No, you can't do that." They might go, "No, that's a really dumb idea," but they shouldn't go, "No, you can't do that."
Yeah.
And I like that. More rope to hang themselves with.
So, Raz, while we got you with us, talk to us about running this with these two groups. How did that? You told us how you run it separately. How did they react to this? What was how this developed for you guys?
I think one of the things that episode 5 does is it starts to really show it. Well, it highlights again the fact that Aveline is a little something's wonky. When Catherine commented on her gloves, and then she comes through the door and she's clearing doors and corners like a cop, they're really starting. There was a moment that we edited out where Catherine is yelling in the microphone, "Who the fuck are you? What the fuck?" I mean, I can't fucking trust you. You're behind me, and I don't know who the fuck. And she's just letting loose.
Teacher my ass. Teacher for the Kingsman.
So there was a real lot. The tension was also built by Aveline Scott and Catherine realizing, like, Scott he's a man of the world. He's had a little bit of background. Catherine's a nurse. She's seen war, but these two are going into a dark situation, and the one trying to be like, and she's ducking and dodging and diving, and they're like, what the hell? So I think that brought even more a panic to them as they were trying to go through the hallway. And then they're counting on John to kind of be that calming, like, it's okay, everybody's good. And then boom. And he's like, oh, I can tell you, I've known Scott for a few years. I have never seen a crit fail in his eyes get so teary at that moment. It's like, not now. Like, this is the worst moment this could happen.
Oh no.
Yeah. And you're thinking, yeah, this is what happened. He's like, I mean, you want me to stumble? I'm like, it's a crit fail on a stealth. Yes, you made noise. That's what that happens. So we the teams they're still getting used to each other, I think, and but this is we agree with you, Amanda, 100%. We always say to everybody, if you can get to 5, this becomes now you've got the locking of what happened, how they know each other, and the Percival Reese house starts this calamity of just boom, 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 boom. And everybody that's ever made it to 5 by our statistics, like 1, 2, 3, 4 has a lot of hits. Obviously, it's the early part of the show. Most people that get to 5, the numbers stay consistent. Like, they stay with us, which is nice. And the whole part about Faye and 6, Faye and Sid moving off, something's going on in the house, obviously, that generated this moment, right, in Karnak and this flashback. And then they find Rosie with Kelly, and they're not even, the REK and the whole key. Their minds were just swamped, and they were like, okay, what am I doing? And she runs, and they're like, wait a minute. And they got separated. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to run it, and the two groups being the way they were, with those players just being together. Sid, the sort of overprotective dad type figure, and he's really he's the second oldest in the group, but he's that macho kind of I can do anything guy. With Faye, he thinks is now losing her marbles already, and it just played well. And I think that this is the first episode we see the team really in full character, in full fear, like doing, things just happening fast to them. So it was a lot of fun to run it, and I think it comes off good. It plays well.
Yeah, my favorite Catherine moment was like, I think up on the second floor where like Aveline just goes, and Catherine's like, wait, what? Where is she going? I'm like, that's cold. That's totally Lauren Catherine. But yeah, I was like, it's almost. To the outsider, it would seem like a complete Leroy Jenkins moment, but it's like Aveline's just taking charge. She's like, "I'm done with you, losers. I'm going."
Exactly what happened. She finally went, "I'm not. Get the hell out of my way. I'm going."
Stop it. And Catherine's like, "Wait, what?" That was like a wake up call for Catherine. It's like, okay, it's real now. You can't suture your way out of this.
And I thought I had him, Matt, with the whole cook. I'm the cook. And when Sid finally goes, then why are you wearing a white robe? I went, they made me put it on. Yeah, okay.
Is he wearing pants?
That was it.
That was
I'm like, I'm going to lose this whole encounter because of pants. Because let's be honest, he probably wasn't. He's a yeah. And I'm like, oh, shit. Pants.
That was such a smart thing for him to ask. Like, it was just so smart. I would have never thought of that.
It was brilliant because like the whole Crowley
John,
things going on. Yeah, it's like you would just wear a robe because you got to take that off, and then your regular clothes to do the sex magic. I mean, no, you're just gonna wear the robe, right? So it completely made sense. And then I was like, when you caught him in that, I was like, so long, dude. It was nice knowing you.
Time for a boot.
Yeah, boot to the face.
Raz, I have maybe a quick question. Had you always planned to run that outside scene at some point, and then when the party split, you took advantage of it, or did you have to come up with that after Faye failed her sanity check?
That's really great
That
question.
just occurred to me because I was
Yeah.
just like, wow, he did pretty good coming up with that. And I'm like, well, maybe he had that whole scene planned all along, just not quite that way.
So we get teased by the people that listen to the show, Cthulhu and Cairo, but you've never made it to Egypt yet. 80 episodes in, which is kind of that's true.
They're in Siberia now. They're nowhere near Cairo.
No, and probably not for a while.
Sid did though, didn't they?
Well, Faye and Sid touched it for a moment, but there's moments there's moments when things are going to keep popping up. That deals directly with what Matt was saying with the Golden Dawn early in the show, and the connection to Crowley, and this whole thing's going to keep unraveling as they go. So that moment had to happen eventually. It was not supposed to happen yet, and when you listen further in, you're going to find out that some people are more inclined to have those visions than others because of something that occurred, and it's going to flash back to the museum and something that went on at the museum. So yeah, it all ties in. I really wasn't ready to drop it, but when they went into the woods, and I'm thinking, all right, I know what's going on in the house. Yeah, they probably, that's magic going on. Somebody's going to swamp into that. Yeah. Okay. She's already afraid that she's susceptible. They're in a weird place. It's dark outside. There's noises. And all of a sudden, boom, they're in this other, they see this vision. So it was going to happen. I really wasn't prepared for it to happen that night.
It was really
great.
well done. Yeah.
Thank
well
you.
done. Yeah. I loved it. Super good. Yeah. So I'm trying to remember again. When that happened, Faye was wearing a different type of attire in the vision, right?
Correct.
She was wearing more type of that. Was she wearing like a priestess garb or something? Or
She had clothes on that looked period accurate, and I made sure to tell her that.
was naked, but
period accurate. She was dressed in something that a woman would have been as a holy procession passed by.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was properly attired. Sid wasn't. I'm not giving anything away here by doing this. She's an archaeologist with an archaeological background who's been on digs.
Oh.
In the vision, Sid has no idea what the Egyptians would have been wearing. So Sid saw himself in his clothes. She saw herself in the proper attire because she would have known what that attire was. So when she's having this vision, she looked down and went, "Oh my God, I'm here. I'm in Karnak." And Sid's like, "What the hell am I doing in Karnak with this on?"
Why is it so hot? Where am I? Arizona?
Exactly. And so that was the disbelief of, she believes that, she's seen the magic, the mystical part of Egypt in some of the digs and things she's done in her life. So she made a deeper connection to the vision.
That makes sense.
That's why I did that.
Cool.
Oh, but Sid, you're in your clothes is a classic line now. I'm like,
I like Sid to shoot.
if he's not wearing clothes.
Yeah. Excellent.
Toffee pudding.
Toffee pudding. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be looking for that one.
Oh well, please.
Toffee pudding.
And now you know who the key belongs to, so that's going to change some things. It again, this gets, they're almost out of England, believe it or not. It's going to Germany soon, but England. The last couple episodes are a lot of fun. We had a good time recording them.
Nice, very very well done. Anybody else have any last minute questions as we wrap this up?
I don't think so.
Oh, nothing. Okay.
I have a question for you, Matt. May I?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So you're at a table. You're running these 5 wackos.
Yeah.
Which one are you focusing on to go after? Which one you, as a GM, are you like, I get the most bang on my butt?
One?
Yeah,
Catherine. It's purely personal reasons because she poisoned me in our game.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Get some righteous justice on that bitch. I'm just saying. Yeah, our Conan
That's
game.
his daughter you're talking about.
Yeah, he knows. He knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, like second episode in, I'm like, I drink what? I was like, oh no.
All right. If it wasn't for the poisoning, who would you go after?
Honestly, I'd have to see. I usually, if it was these characters and I was playing the game and knew how these characters were coming out,
Yep.
Probably Sid because he's too cool for school. I gotta
Shake him.
Shake him, get some of that tarnish off of him. Rub some tarnish on him. Yeah, I would. He would be my target. until something else come along. I usually kind of like in the traveler game for you, but there's usually somebody I kind of you. You're gonna
He's
get
too
it.
resourceful, I think.
Exactly. He's
I
too
would
cool
want to
for
shake
school.
up Schooley's calm demeanor
Okay.
Yeah.
because Schooley is just so suave, and it would just be fun to rattle him some.
Yeah.
So as
Yeah.
GMs, though, don't we all look around the table and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have a good time with you." Like, I think we're gonna start with
usually
you.
one.
Yeah, there's
There's
one, and it's nothing personal. It's just you're like, I think I can get in your head pretty quick, or I can do this and shave it off, or like you said, John, like Schooley. I'm John. I'm cool. I'm calm. And then you got a pit full, and they're just running around like chickens with their heads cut off, and you go, that's what we're trying to do, right there.
That's what it is. Just the real live chicken right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow.
I do want to say to our listeners, really, 5 and 6
Yeah.
are, if nothing else, start with 5. You're going to miss a lot of fun, but the tension, because Raz uses what happened in 5 and builds that in at the tension at the end of 6 before they, he cliffhangers it on us again.
What's going to happen to Aveline? I'm so nervous for her.
Oh,
it's like I'm surprised
dear
my fingernails left just because
there's
last 5 minutes of
Yeah.
episode 6.
Stop forgetting, swallowing her fist. I'm like, what? Wait, what? What?
I mean, a nervous wreck. I cannot wait to find out what happens to her because I'm like, what is going to happen?
Now, Aveline, remind me, what was happening to Aveline at the end?
She was like
trying to get something out of her throat.
She was swallowing her fist. Yeah.
She thought there was something going down her throat, and she's literally
trying to grab it.
Fist. Yeah, trying to grab it out of the back of her throat.
I guess subconsciously I was thinking Catherine did that because shut her up. But anyway,
I'm just gonna say Raz is a sadistic.
I would have done that too.
Wow.
Just love you, Lauren. I really do. Yeah, your character is awesome. That's why I would have set you up. I guess subconsciously I went there, but forte. Yeah.
Yeah, Aveline got hit with the full force of a really nasty spell and started to really
I'm not familiar with that spell. Is that a made up one or is it out of the book?
Me.
There you go. Yeah.
There's this 6 sadistic so and so, right?
Yeah, kinda. But
and it's beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's all about just again, an Egyptian thing, a scorpion, a beetle, something went down their throat, and she's just trying to not let it swallow. But as we go forward, and again, thank you guys so much for doing these, and we're trying to spread the word. We want people to not only listen to the show but follow this, and you guys, because you're so much fun doing them. When you hear what happens to Aveline and the Catherine Aveline conversation that comes up, you're going to know exactly where they stand for the rest of the show for 40 up. It's funny.
I get a feeling like my whole Batman Robin duality thing is going to flip. But yeah.
The fact that they're sisters, the players are sisters in real life, influence the characters a little bit, you think, in their interaction at least?
Yeah.
A little?
No, a lot. A lot. There's moments they get on mic and you're like, okay, yeah, they're related. And that sounds nice. And then there's moments where you're like, they're related and they really just don't want to, like sisters. Sometimes it's like, I am so sick and tired of doing that.
I have a sister.
Yeah, and they love they are super dedicated to one another. I mean, I'm very blessed that they're close. But again, like sisters, you're so close sometimes that it's, can you just get out of my house or space?
Yeah, I ain't saving her. Bitch stole my eyeliner. I ain't saving her.
Have you been listening to Siberia? Holy shit! There's something that actually happens. Just like, are you serious? Wow, I didn't realize you were that caught up, man. Wow, good job.
Reading the future. Nice.
Oh my gosh!
All right. On that note, we are going to wrap this review up. Super great review of a super awesome. Couple of episodes, really well done. If you haven't watched any of them up to this point, definitely get these two and get your feet stuck in it because it is super good and it's just going to rip from here on out. Again, thank you, Raz, for joining us. Thank
for having
you,
me.
Linda and Amanda, for being here with us and everyone else who's watching. As we keep going on through the Cthulhu and Cairo review. Thank you very much. Have a
Stay
good one.
safe, everybody, and stay well. Bye-bye. Good night.
Take care.
Absolutely.